AITA for reminding my dad's wife that she was supposed to be my mom's best friend but instead was a backstabber who cheated with her best friend's husband. I am 17, live in a toxic household and I contribute to that, but I want to know if I'm TA for this particular part of it. So my parents were married and seemed happy when everything fell apart. My mom found out she had a brain tumor and on that same day she found out my dad was sleeping with her best friend. I was 10 at the time and for like 5 weeks life was crazy with my dad and Haley, who was meant to be my mom's best friend, trying to make her forgive them. My mom started having seizures because of the tumor and I think because of the stress too, and she died 5 weeks and 2 days after she was diagnosed with her brain tumor. My dad and Haley moved in together after my mom died and they decided they would try to raise me and my sister together. My sister was 8 at the time and my dad has said she took her cues from me, but we did not accept Dad and Haley and we acted up a lot. I yelled at them, called them names, refused to listen when they asked me to do something, and I told other people what they'd done. All of Dad's friends, all of Haley's friends and our neighbors knew, and mostly because of me. I interrupted their wedding a bunch. My sister did, but not as much. We wanted to live somewhere else and they refused. They got us all into therapy and I didn't put any work into fixing things. My dad and Haley had 2 kids and I refused to help or care. I make a point of telling or showing what they are and what I think of them. For my dad that meant cutting him out of photos, and I say every now and again that I'll change my last name to Mom's. She never changed hers when they married. And I talk about my maternal grandpa being the man I want to be most like because he's the best guy I know. But with Haley? I remind her every time that she was supposed to be Mom's best friend and she was a backstabber who cheated with my dad instead. And I do this in front of other people if she tries to act like my parent or take praise for my good behavior around other people. She told me I need to stop bringing it up several times, but I ignore her. I tell her I won't ever stop. Her aunt died last week and she told me I needed to help out around the house more while she was with her mom and her cousins. I refused and she told me this is what the oldest sibling and oldest child does, and I reminded her I wasn't hers and brought up the affair again. She broke down and I told her I didn't feel sorry for her, and she told me she felt guilty enough and like Mom haunted her enough, and she said I was doing nothing but driving her crazy and making her feel like she had to isolate from everyone because otherwise the whole world would know with the way I act. She told me I was bullying her and that I should go after Dad and not her. I told her I'll go after both until I can cut them out of my life for good. Then I told her she didn't deserve to have a happy life after what she did. My aunt, Dad's sister, came over after Haley called her and she asked me to stop bringing it up. She told me Haley and my dad don't need to be forgiven, but that reminding Haley like this and shaming her and making it difficult for her to have relationships where people won't know and judge isn't okay because the kids she and Dad have together will suffer. AITA? Do you and your sister have another relative that you can live with? If so, I think it is time your dad lets you go. You experienced an enormous trauma and still have not healed. It really seems like you will not recover until you don't live with your dad and stepmom. Op said that, we wanted to live somewhere else and they refused. This is a nasty situation because the adults are refusing to accept the consequences of their actions. They tore a family apart and ruined these kids' last few weeks with their mother. Now they want the children that were betrayed in this situation to forgive and forget, and are unwilling to listen and adapt to what the kids want and need. The skeptic in me wonders why they are so adamant that Op and his sister don't move out when this dynamic is making everyone miserable. Are there survivorship benefits that these children's guardians receive which are funding the new affair family's lifestyle? Is that why they won't allow the kids to move in with other family that they feel safe with? In the US, children who lost a parent receive SSI benefits which are paid to the other parent/guardian. And Op very much NTA. You have no obligation to forgive Haley or your dad. They created this toxic environment, both by their affair, and by more or less instantly replacing your mom with Haley after Mom died. And by showing apparently zero deference to the fact that you and your sister don't want your mom to be replaced. If the grandpa you look up to can take you and sister in, ask for that to happen. And if your dad makes it a problem, simply tell him that every time he tries to hang on, you get more determined to disown him the second your sister turns 18. Because he raised you to be an honorable man, an honest man, a good man, and then he stopped being any of those things. As for your aunt, ask her why is it important that people don't know and judge? This is what she did, this is who she is. Do the people she meets not have the right to know who they are getting to know? Tell her the fact is she did something horrible, that the last weeks of your mom's life were filled with despair and betrayal because of her. To let her just whitewash over that and act like it never happened is to dishonor your mom's memory. Then look her straight in the eyes, go deadpan and say aunt's first name. As a woman, if you found out your husband was having an affair at the same time you found out you have a brain tumor and weeks to live, how would that make you feel? Can you think of a more painful way to spend your last month on earth, knowing that the person you love most betrayed your trust and would keep doing so after you were gone? That the second you died, the AP would take your place, sleeping with your husband, raising your children? That your husband, your love, your life partner, the man you thought would take a bullet for you, was now simply waiting for you to die so he could be with the woman he actually wanted? Because I can't think of a more emotionally painful way to die. Can you? Chances are that'll shake her a bit and say something like, wow, that's dark. Finish it with yeah, and nobody else thinks about that, because to you, no offense, and Haley and Dad and everyone else, she's just the dead ex-wife out of sight, out of mind. But not to me. To me, she's my mom. Dead or alive, always was, always will be, as long as I live she'll be my mom and I owe her a hell of a lot more than I do Haley. So no, I have zero interest in helping Haley have her little perfect happy family, because as far as I'm concerned whatever she and my dad have was paid for by making the last weeks of my mom's life a living hell. So no, I don't think they deserve to be happy. I don't think Haley deserves to get to forget that she's an adulteress in a marriage built on betrayal, and I don't think there's any reason people shouldn't know what her and Dad's first name did and what kind of people they are. Oh, she feels guilty but yet still continued with her dad to the point of getting married and having children and trying to parent you on top of all of that. Girl, bye. She knew damn well she should have stepped away once it all came out. She just doesn't want to feel guilty anymore. You get what you give. She was supposed to be her mom's friend and completely betrayed her. Don't even get me started on her dad. I personally wouldn't stop reminding her. When you think about it, she signed up for it. She is the other woman and with that comes consequences. Oh, I don't want to be known as the other, but that's what you are fine with it. Your story broke my heart, kid. You are so angry with their deception and pretending to be decent people. They thought they could just sweep this under the rug and earn respect. Nope. I agree with you that they are shameless and gross. Scumbags don't deserve respect. NTA. They made this mess and then made 2 more kids. To hell with both of them. So basically you didn't get a regular childhood after 10 because of this crappy situation, and now the people who are somewhat responsible for making it worse are mad that you're not being more of an adult about it? NTA. Get out when you can. I wouldn't stop, but that's because I would be super petty and bitter. I'm angry for you and feel you are justified. Maybe that's immature, but honestly they don't deserve to play happy family with what they did. How does your father react to this? Does he show any remorse for what he's done? He acts more sorry that he lost his only son with his actions and that I don't respect him as a man or a dad. Other than that, I don't feel like he really is sorry for cheating on mom. Man, reading through this thread after over a decade working with teenagers through volunteer work, I just want to say how much I respect you. You are doing something which so many people don't do. You are trying to be a better person than your shitty parent. You recognize that he lacks morals and principles which you don't lack. You are standing up to him and his cheating partner, as they just wish you would forget about how deeply and completely fucked up and selfish they are. That man doesn't deserve to call himself your father. You are better than him, and I hope you and your younger sibling can get away from such shitty people.